Sidekicks is brought to you by Pacesetter Soccer Club. Soccer excellence since 1980.
The soccer season is here, and with that, the return of Sidekicks. We are joined by the executive director of Pacesetter, Danny Fisher, and our soccer expert. We use that word loosely, Chris Black. Yeah. Gentlemen, first off, how'd the summer go for you guys?
Good. It's been a good summer. We've managed to have a bit of a rest away from the game, and we also had the Toledo Villa playing this year as well, which was good to see over at St. John's. But back at it now, ready for fall season.
Chris, we've got the start of the high school soccer season, football Friday night, which has been extended to 2 weekends now. So we started last Friday. You had the call of a couple of games, and I know you were impressed with the crowd we saw. I think one of the interesting things is when the OHSAA started this football Friday night initiative, it was to be the only game in town, and it's grown so big it's not the only game in town because we've got multiple soccer games on Friday nights for these first couple of weeks.
Yeah, we really had multiple sites running, which was fantastic. Then on top of that, with the second weekend, like you said, Northview St. Ursula now. So we got Northview St. Ursula on Friday. So I mean, and back at St. Francis. So I guess we got the home field, Mason and I. So that's good news. And you know, it was great seeing the tweets come in from around the Northwest Ohio as well as around the whole state. Football Friday is here to stay. Phenomenal job by OHSAA. Great vision on what's next.
Danny, the entire season is in front of us at this point. There are a couple of teams that we think are going to maybe have a leg up on the rest of the field.
Yeah, I think on we were speaking before that I think this is probably one of the toughest years to actually predict. You know, on the girls' side, got Anthony Wayne again will be pretty solid. St. Ursula returning a few as well. At NDA, you know, they've lost Ashley Barron, but they've still got some very good kids coming in as well. You've got Northview who are going to be very young, but they're experienced young players. They've all played in big games, so it's going to be an interesting one this year. Nobody really stands out this year on the girls' side, and on the boys' side as well. You know, St. John's have returned a few. Anthony Wayne again. You know, Moku up top. Zach Moku up top is going to be really dangerous. So St. Francis, Coach Stevens is always going to be in and around it. So, you know, we know Francis, so he's going to be in there. So it's going to be an interesting one this year. It's going to be a real tough one to call this year.
Chris, and we know there's going to be some standout individuals playing, and I think when you start that discussion, you got to talk about the goalkeeper at Perrysburg, Brandon Graves.
Yeah, pretty easy to say that right away. Graves has proven it on the field in the high school season as well as club, an All-American game this summer. Great retribution for him because junior year against St. Francis. St. Francis got that late PK. He saved the first one. The follow-up then was put home against them in the ending of the game. So he got the shutout 2-0 this year on Football Friday, him and his defensive team. I tell you what, Perrysburg, deep team, a lot of kids back on that boys' side. And, you know, you shut out St. Francis, who's a good side for them, an emotional game for both teams. That certainly shows that maybe, we'll see how Perrysburg does down the road, but maybe they should be in that situation as well as one of the top teams because it starts with goalkeeping, and right now they're at the top.
Danny, high school season is in full swing, but that doesn't mean things are slowing down for Pacesetter at all.
No, we've got our fall season. Boys kick off with the ECNL, the Elite Clubs National League, in September, which is new for us, new for the area. So we get some travelling this fall, New York, into Minnesota as well at some point in the next 12 months. So we're looking forward to that. On the girls' side, at the GLC, we've got National League for U16, so they're off to Raleigh at some point, and then Vegas for games. So we're in full flow. We're ready to go. We're ready for the fall season and can't wait for a little bit of cooler weather as well.
That's right. Yeah, I think we're all ready for the cooler weather of what we've seen the last about 48 hours. That's going to wrap it up for this week on Sidekicks. So I want to thank our guest, Danny Fisher, Executive Director of Pacesetter, and Chris Black, extraordinaire.